Good evening, everyone. My name is Amy Wood, and I will be discussing my 10 item bucket list. I've had my bucket list since I was 18, basically, so I was really excited that this came across as one of the speeches that was required for this class. I've been working really hard on kind of figuring out what I want to do before I pass. I take a lot of pride into making sure that me and my family live our life to the fullest, and crossing out the bucket list items gives me a lot of satisfaction on basically fulfilling what I want to accomplish. We're going to start with number 10. No, I'm sorry. We're going to start with number 1 and then work our way to number 10, with 10 being the number 1 thing I want to do before I pass away. The number 1 thing is I want to learn how to drive a standard car. I've never even sat in the driver's seat of a standard vehicle. I've always wanted to learn. I don't know how. I don't even know where to begin. It looks really, really cool and really, really fun to drive. I sort of have a lead foot as it is, so I don't know if it is the best way to get me behind the wheel, but that is definitely one of the things that I want to accomplish before I pass. Number 9 is I want to learn how to write calligraphy. I think it is a beautiful handwritten, like how to write notes and stuff in calligraphy. I think that it is a good skill to have as well. A lot of people can't do it, and I think it is just really, really beautiful and different, and definitely something I want to learn before I pass. Number 8 would be I want to take Donald, my husband, and my 3 boys to Walt Disney World. I've been when I was 14 years old, and I haven't been back since. And I've always wanted to go because none of them have ever went to Walt Disney World, and I think that would be like a good experience for everyone to, to witness and to have fun and to enjoy it as a family and be together and make memories. Number 7 would be to go kayaking at the Green Lakes. I know Green Lakes isn't too far from here, but I saw on Facebook that they actually came out with, they're called Crystal Clear kayaks. And we went kayaking last year. That was another thing on my bucket list, but we crossed it off. But they came out with the Crystal Clear kayaks at Green Lakes, and you can actually see through the kayak underneath. So whenever you're gliding over, you can see. And if you have ever been to Green Lakes, the lake water is like a different color. It's not like a normal dark blue or almost like a brown murky water. It's really, really pretty water. So that is definitely one thing I want to do before I pass, is to go on the Crystal Clear kayaks at Green Lakes. Number 6 is I want to go swimming with dolphins. I've never been swimming with dolphins. I think that is a really, really good, and it looks so much fun. Something a lot of people have not done. I know a couple people have, but I've always wanted to go. I think the dolphins are really, really smart, and they just seem like a fun time. And I love anything that is water related, and the animals are awesome, and I just think that would be a fun thing to do before I pass. Number 5 would be I want to go whale watching. I've never done whale watching, and my brother went on a field trip at high school in Waterville when he went to Waterville, and they went on a whale watch, and I only saw pictures, but I've never actually been. And ever since then, when I was young and saw those pictures, I've always wanted to go. I think that is a really unique experience to have, something that I would remember, something that I could cherish, even going alone or going with somebody or taking my kids. I think it's very educational and very fun to witness. Number 4 would be I want to go horseback riding. I've never done horseback riding. It's always been on my bucket list. We were going to go horseback riding for my 31st birthday, just actually this past Friday. But I decided, to kind of save the money, and maybe, in the near future we will go. I've actually wanted to go up to the Adirondacks. I think that's like my number one place that I want to go horseback riding, just because if I could live in the Adirondacks all year long, that would be the one place I would pick to live. I love it up there. It's very peaceful, and what better way to enjoy the Adirondacks than to go horseback riding and to cross something off your bucket list. I love the horses. They're very calm and peaceful animal. That's probably why they use them for therapy. I think they're a big, strong, and just beautiful creature, and I would love to go horseback riding before I die. Number 3 would probably be I would like to go on a wine tour. I enjoy my wine very, casually, but I've never went on a wine tour. We just went camping back towards the end of July, and we went through the Seneca Lake wine tours, like all these different wines up there, and that really sparked my interest, because that's another educational thing, to learn about all the different kind of wines, and it looks really, really fun, and they're all close together, and you take a trolley and you can visit each winery. I've always wanted to go, especially with friends. I think that would be the best. It'd be a fun thing to enjoy, and to get different palettes of taste of different wines and expand them, and what better way to enjoy alcohol with friends. Number 2 I would really like to take my mom before she passes. I'd like to take her and go on to Aruba or something. I know, as much as she's done for me when I was young, I would like to repay her now, that, to show my thanks and to show my appreciation of everything she does. Even now with our kids, she really bends over backwards and takes her time, and just is, I can't say enough about her. She is a wonderful woman, wonderful grandmother. I would really like to repay my thanks to her and satisfaction. I'm starting to tear up just because of how much I love her. Sorry. I just, if anyone could meet someone like her, that would definitely, you would be one lucky person. And I am very lucky to have her as my mother, but even more lucky to have her as my kid's grandmother. But going to Aruba would definitely be one place that I would like for her to visit. My brother actually has a mental disease, and her friends go to Aruba every year, and they always invite her, but she always has to pass because she has to keep an eye out for my brother. So for me to be able to, cross something off of her bucket list and cross off something off of my bucket list would be the best, probably number one thing, but I have one more left. The last thing would probably be to visit Ireland. I've always, as you can see, the sweatshirt, I've always wanted to visit that country. I am part Irish, and I love the heritage. I love everything about it. It's a beautiful, beautiful country. Just seeing pictures, and also my grandfather and my grandmother visited Ireland when they were before they started their own family, and he's told me stories and has just really piqued my interest in really getting to that country. That is definitely the number one thing I would really, really like to do before I die, is to visit Ireland. So out of all the whole bucket list, sorry I got a little emotional. I should have probably moved my mom to number 1, obviously, but Ireland has been on my bucket list since I started this when I was 18 years old. So just to recap, in conclusion, I would, number 10, I would like to learn how to drive standard. I've something that I will accomplish before I die. Number 9 would be to learn calligraphy. Number 8 would be to take Don and my kids to Walt Disney. Number 7 is to go kayaking at Green Lakes in the crystal clear kayaks. Number 6 would be swimming with dolphins. Number 5 would be going to whale watching. Number 4 is horseback riding. Number 3 would be go on a wine tour. Number 2 is to take my mom to Aruba. And number 1 is to visit Ireland. I hope to accomplish these 10 things before I die, and as the path that me and Don are going on now, I don't see it should be a problem because we are steadily crossing things off as we go, especially with our kids and as a husband and wife. That is one thing that we do is we're very adventurous and like to experience the world at its fullest. And that was it. Thank you very much.